Why couldn't Bane visit Tampa and give us the ending to Saints, to Bucks, Rams? All Saints fans deserved. I butchered that. My God, these Sean Payton rumors, it's painful. Thomas, hit that intro.
This is Sean Payton, head coach of the New Orleans Saints.
Are you sure you're still the coach, Sean?
What's with this Saints Happy podcast? This has to be the worst Saints podcast in the world. Ralph can't say anyone's name right. Andrew doesn't know football. Everyone has a hard time listening to Dave. And is Kevin even there tonight? The audio with this podcast, my God, the audio, it's painful.
Oh! Right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch and remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Also, become an annual patron at Patreon/Saints Happy Hour. You get one of these mugs and you get the best Saints podcast every day and you get 2 months for free. We want to thank Saints to Death. He figured out how to subscribe on Amazon Prime, and Andrew's dad. He just gifted a tier 1 sub to Joey29. Thanks, guys. You can subscribe to the show for free if you use Amazon Prime. All you have to do is go to twitch.tv/Saints Happy Hour, click the subscribe button below the stream, and choose the option subscribe with Prime. It's really easy, and it's going to take you less than like 5 minutes. Go ahead and do it. Even if you're listening to the audio-only version, it's free. So show us some love like Saints to Death just did during the countdown and support the show. We appreciate it. Everybody, what are we drinking tonight as we worry about Sean Payton leaving us?
I'm having a little bit of rum this evening. Oh, nice. I'm drinking some
Methnug.
Yes, today's show requires a double shot of Methnug. I am drinking Smith & Cross Jamaican rum. It's one of my favorite, probably my favorite dark rum. Certainly my favorite Jamaican rum. Very funky. Very funky. It's what
Andrew, are you drinking anything? I know you just destroyed a 50-year-old woman. You said she had good ground strokes, good return game. You were worried if you were going to make it to the show on time. Did you crush her soul and humiliate her?
It was a doctor my age, man. He was in his early 40s. Mm-hmm. No 50-year-old woman tonight. But
C-Mite, thanks for gifting a sub. Appreciate it.
I'm still rocking
5
dry
subs.
January.
5 subs. Wow.
Whoa.
What a beast, man.
Beast. He loves us.
I'm still dry until February 1st.
Dry January.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You only got a few days. You only got like a week left.
Yeah, I'm close. Do I get to drink it on our next show? On our next big show?
Yeah, I think you would be able to.
No, because it would be the 31st.
That's right.
Come on.
No drinking.
We would have to do Tuesday then.
Yeah, well, let's just keep going through midnight, and then I can. Just have a super long show.
Man, C-Mite, he's just gifting subs everywhere. Boom.
Yeah. Are we gonna have to listen to this noise?
Yes.
That's okay.
Oh
money in our pockets,
It's
Dave.
money.
Come on. Keep bringing it.
It's Jeff Bezos' money just pouring into us.
No,
I don't understand.
I haven't seen a dime of this.
Dave, I don't understand any
That's
of this.
not true, Dave. I bought the mugs from
Makes
you.
about as much
I
sense
know.
as Whirl.
It all goes to Thomas.
It all goes to
trickle
Thomas.
down
Money laundering.
Don't say anything, Andrew. Don't incriminate yourself.
Yeah.
Before we get to Sean Payton insanity, the playoff games this weekend.
Wait. What's
Go.
Kevin drink?
Kevin didn't. What is that?
Okay, Kevin, what are you drinking?
I'm
You drinking
drinking
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse rye, and it's actually pretty good.
No.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Another sub.
another sub?
Oh my god.
Biloxi Blues, right?
Let's go.
No, Cajun Sands. I'm sorry, Cajun Sands.
Cajun San asks, why is Dave always in the pantry?
It's not the pantry. This is our. This is like a
It is
closet.
now.
It's a closet off the playroom, and it's like where all my electronic equipment and my camera system monitor is, and our games and stuff. So it's not a food pantry.
Big
I'm waiting
brother
for
room.
the
When you
show
see me-
where
when you
the
see me
games
leave and
fall
walk
on
away,
Dave and Mousetrap falls on his head.
That's possible. We have Mousetrap. Where is Mousetrap? Oh, it's right there in front of me. But when you see me leave, that's when I'm going to the food pantry. That's where I'm going.
Getting some candy.
He's going to the bathroom.
Yeah, or beef jerky.
Be honest.
Here's my question, Kevin. The playoff games this weekend, I want to talk about those before we get to Sean Payton. They were all great. They all ended on the final play or in overtime. Was Buffalo's loss last night, which was horrific. I'm not going to say compare it to the no call because that's its own category.
Yeah, I'm not.
But that's a pretty painful loss, and the games were incredible.
It was definitely on the Saints 49ers level of pain. The Vernon Davis game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that feels comparable. Man, I don't know. It's I guess I don't look at it like drawing the comparison with the Saints losses. And maybe that's hard to do because it's two other teams. But even as I empathize with the Bills fans, it's like your team, Josh Allen, they did everything they could.
It was perfect, and
they
still
did
lost.
everything they could. Josh Allen played a perfect game. I don't care what the QB rating says. He practically played a perfect game.
Yeah, he was almost as good.
Mahomes and the Chiefs played just as perfect, and then happened to win the coin toss, and then there you go. And then you can say the defense didn't stop. Yeah, the defense didn't stop because Patrick Mahomes and that offense was on fire. And I would have loved to have seen Josh Allen get a shot, but it sucks. It sucks. I hope the window stays open for the Bills.
Dave, I was conflicted. I hate the 49ers very, very much, but Aaron Rodgers is kind of a douche. I was very conflicted on Saturday night on who I was rooting against. My 49er
both
hatred was
NFC
bubbling.
games.
I didn't
Both
really.
NFC games.
Yes, I went out Saturday night. I went out to dinner. I didn't watch the. I only caught the very end of that game. But as far as that's concerned, first of all, Ralph, you said it best in your mega tweet that has 69,000 likes. Literally, I'm not even exaggerating. But I mean, Ralph, you said it best. And I have some things to say about the Buffalo game too. But they've had uninterrupted Hall of Fame. Yeah, had 30 years of uninterrupted Hall of Fame.
7 MVP seasons.
And they've only had 2 titles. And that may be the greatest underachievement in sports history. And it's like, we always talk about the Drew Brees years. Like, did the Saints is the 15, 16 years or whatever that we had Drew Brees and a terrible, terrible defense for so many of those years. Like, have the Saints underperformed? But I mean, in retrospect, in perspective,
compared to Green Bay.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think Green Bay has definitely underperformed way more than the Saints ever did. Green Bay should have maybe not as many Super Bowl rings as they should have been going to the Super Bowl every year against the Patriots. It should have been the Patriots versus the Packers like every year for like 10 years. It should have been. And it's funny because the Packers, they always say, oh, we like the cold weather. Matt LaFleur was on Pardon My Take. The colder, the better, blah, blah, blah. Like, they lose all the time in the cold weather. They always lose the playoffs in the cold weather. The cold weather screws them. The cold weather hurts them more than it hurts the other team. It's crazy.
Andrew,
anyway,
did
so
the playoffs
say
Saturday...
Aaron Rodgers a fraud. Like, come on, you're the MVP. You're the reigning MVP. You can't. He kept trying to throw to Devontae Adams. You got to win this game. This game was winnable. This game was there. This game was to be had for the taking, and he didn't take it. And the MVP would have taken it. You think Mahomes doesn't win that game? You think Joe Burrow doesn't win that game? You think Josh Allen doesn't win that game? Get out of here. All 3 of those guys win that game easily. It's not even close, even with all the special teams disasters. And the special teams were a disaster. Nothing special about the special teams.
You know who does win that game? Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G, he's the Packers killer, baby.
Here's my question.
The offense didn't score a touchdown in that game.
They didn't. They were the first team ever to be losing a playoff game in the last 5 minutes, not score an offensive touchdown, and win.
Right.
Andrew, here's my question. I'm watching those games in the AFC, and I'm like, thank God the Saints aren't in the AFC because they got all the good young quarterbacks. I look at the NFC, and I'm like, go YOLO for Russell Wilson because if Aaron Rodgers immunized or whatever the hell he is, if he gets traded, goes to Denver.
Not immunized.
If he's immunized, he'll go to Denver. Right. Brady said on his podcast, he sounded like a dude who's really thinking about retirement. The NFC could be the slums of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Saints go get a good quarterback.
Darnold, Matt Ryan, Kyle Trask, and Taysom. That might be the four quarterbacks next year.
I tweeted this earlier today. Yeah. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr. Who else am I forgetting?
David Carr.
You mean Russell David
Wilson.
Carr?
Derek, yeah, him too. The Colts guy who was from Philly.
Guys. Oh, yeah.
Who somehow
Ralph keeps calling Derek Carr David Carr.
Whatever.
You got it right, Kevin. You got it right.
But wait, I want to talk more about the.
He's down bad.
I want to talk more about the Bills Chiefs game because personally, I think that was the greatest NFL game I've ever seen.
One of
maybe the greatest NFL game in history.
Yeah.
You think about, obviously we always love 28-3, scoring 25 points in a quarter and a half is epic. But we saw these two teams score 25 points in 2 minutes. Okay, this was that Super Bowl, the Patriots Falcons. This was on steroids. It was crazy. And obviously the quarterbacks were great and the offenses were great, but at the same time, I think the defenses were garbage.
The Bills were the number one pass defense in the league.
Wow.
It wasn't like they were supposed to be awful. It's just like Mahomes is just awesome.
But it's funny because at dinner tonight, my son was like, he said, "Dad, I heard you say holy SH word last night." And I was like, well, yeah, the game, I was watching the game. And my wife is looking at me like she's crazy because I'm screaming. And none of these teams are the Saints.
Dave.
Neither of these teams are the Saints. I think 10 million wives across the country last night were like yelling at their husbands, like, what the hell is wrong with you? What are you yelling at? You don't like any of these teams. What's going on? The game was it was so crazy.
I had my annual explain the rules to football. I had my annual explain the rules of football to Selly. Usually the last 4 years, the Saints have been in the playoffs, and I have to explain the rules to her. Last night I was doing it for Chiefs Bills.
What's funny is the Bucks and the who are they playing? The Bucks and the Rams. Yeah, the game ended similarly in that it was just bananas. Like the end of the game was absolute mayhem and anarchy, but it was the opposite in the sense that it was an awful game.
It was awful.
It was just a comedy of errors. The Rams trying so hard to blow it right up until Tampa inexplicably goes 0 full blitz and leaves Cooper Kupp wide open. What are you
the dude
doing?
Who led the league in everything for receiving? He's wide open.
We're just going to leave a safety on him and play him single and see what happens.
Kevin.
What?
Kevin, I was conflicted about Rams Tampa because I didn't know who I wanted to have suffer the brutal loss. And Tampa, Andrew just described, that's a brutal way to lose a football game.
No debate.
But I think I wanted the Rams.
No. Because here is how. So I put out a tweet. I think it was Friday night with the 3 NFC teams that were still in it, the Rams, the Bucks, and the Niners. And I said, which of these would you be least mad at if they made it to the Super Bowl? And the Niners ended up running away with it. And then one of the responders said,
none of them. Were the Bengals in there?
No. It was just the NFC teams.
Just talking NFC.
It was just the NFC. And one of the responders, I can't remember his name, but one of the responders said, none of them. I hate them all. I would rather go lay down in traffic, all that kind of stuff. I said, okay, let me rephrase it to like this. which of these teams do you think is most likely to go to the Super Bowl and then get pantsed by the AFC team?
Ooh,
and then he said, okay, I like that. I like that question. And then he gave me an answer. So that was my thinking with the Rams and the Bucs. If you put Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, it's squeaky bum time all 60 minutes of the game. If you put Matt Stafford,
he's getting the calls, he's getting, the shenanigans.
If you put Matt Stafford or Jimmy Garoppolo in the Super Bowl against an AFC team that is going to be firing on all cylinders offensively and will probably be able to get pressure on their asses, I like those chances.
Yeah.
Over the Bucs.
I think
every time the Rams play, I feel like they're going to gag it.
Here's the thing, and then we'll talk about the Saints. But I feel like the Rams losing to San Francisco, Dave, in their own stadium with like 65% 49er fans would be really funny, because then we can be like, Rams, if you'd have just held on to your 17-0 lead, you wouldn't have had to lose to San Francisco in the playoffs. You got what you deserved. And that, to me, would be enjoyable, even though it's San Francisco and I hate them.
Yeah. Well, the other side of that coin is like, I don't know how much we hate Aaron Rodgers and the Packers now, but like, if the Niners lose that game to end the season and the Saints get in the playoffs, Packers probably are in the NFC Championship. I mean,
no, they're not. Not if Taysom's playing.
Oh, you think the Saints would have beaten the Packers?
I think the Saints with Taysom could have won Saturday in Green Bay.
Well, Taysom, that's 100%. Taysom wasn't playing though. Taysom was out. He's done. He was not going to play.
Yeah, I mean,
Trevor Siemian.
I don't know about that.
Well, and if we're going to play hypothetical, let's play fun hypothetical, not Trevor Siemian hypothetical.
So I will say this. I am 100% rooting for the 49ers. I don't look, and I grew up in the era where
in the entire league. Okay, now hold on. Now I'm not even an LSU guy.
No.
Okay.
Of course, AFC. Yeah. Of course, I want Cincinnati above all else. If Cincinnati loses, then I root for the Chiefs. AFC all the way. But for the 49ers and Rams, I don't even have a hesitation here. And I grew up putting up with Joe Montana sweeping us twice a year, then Steve Young. I when the Saints were in the NFC West, that was me as a kid. Like, I hate the 49ers. I have a lot of residual pain and suffering and hate towards them. And we just talked about the Vernon Davis game. That was as traumatic as any playoff loss before the no call, and maybe the Vikings Hail Mary. But I'm willing to put all that behind me temporarily just to make sure the Rams don't make the Super Bowl. I am all in on the 49ers for one game. For one game.
I lean the Niners, but my methodology is slightly different. Fuck Stan Kroenke. Like, Stan Kroenke is an absolute. Well, actually, why am I even calling him Stan? Enos. His real name is Enos. Enos Stanley Kroenke is his full name.
Sounds like anus.
I also look at it like this: if Garoppolo goes to the Super Bowl
again,
he's gonna lay an egg. When we all see that clearly, like, Garoppolo is gonna be freak. There is no way Garoppolo is gonna trade touchdown for touchdown with Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. You can forget that. All right, but the
Niners would have to play the defensive game of their lives.
Yes, but Matt Stafford, like, if the Rams were to win the Super Bowl, it would just validate the whole going all in for Von Miller, getting Odell Beckham, getting Stafford in the offseason.
It's like the Yankees
shipping out all their draft picks. Yeah. Like, if that gets validated, that would be disgusting to me.
And it would make Stan Kroenke
happy.
More money.
That's terrible.
And I refuse. I don't want to see him happy, even though he never looks happy. I don't want to see him happy. I don't want to see him successful. As far as I'm concerned, I hope that there's an inspection of that state, of that monstrosity he built in Englewood down the line, and it finds that it's infested with rodents or some kind of horse.
Well,
shit.
It will be infested with rodents Sunday. It'll be infested with 49er fans. So there you go.
Oh, zing,
zing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Burn.
But I'll say one other thing, Andrew. You know, you mentioned that if they go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, it validates the whole thing. But I mean, they've already made the championship game, so kind of been validated already. Like at least it will at least get you so far. If you buy all these guys and trade away all these picks, it at least get you to the championship game. So I don't know.
I think we should.
But if you don't win, your season ends in pain and disappointment, just like everyone else.
If you're not looking at the live stream, you're missing out. Dave's wearing funny glasses. I think Dave.
Know. These were just like sitting there in one of these baskets.
I think every time Dave needs to make a really talk about a real serious topic, he needs to put on those glasses.
I don't know what these are.
Speaking of a serious topic, oh my goodness, Andrew, the Payton retire rumors, they reached DEFCON levels Friday night, but he's still the Saints coach. Jeff Ireland is still the scouting director. Dennis Allen's still the defensive coordinator. But it got even crazier today. The news media caught up with Gail Benson, and she was asked about Sean Payton, and her answer was not reassuring. Thomas, play that soundbite.
No, Sean, we don't know. You know, who knows? We'll find out soon enough, I guess. I don't think any of us know, but he'll let us know soon enough.
That's not reassuring, Kevin, but we pay Thomas a lot of money here, and I said, Thomas, take time out from your money laundering scheme or whatever you do, and Thomas did it, and you hear it. Oh, goodness, that's the breaking news siren. Thomas, best producer in the world, you got some breaking news for us. You broke into Ian Rappaport's boss's phone. Thomas, what did you find?
I am not only a producer, as it turns out.
Or at an NFL Network?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the messages, guys. We got the messages from Ian Rappaport's phone. That solves it. Like, that's 100% info.
It's time to run the annual Sean Payton is going to Dallas story. People aren't that stupid anymore, Roger. They're not going to buy it this time. I don't know. Write that he's going to retire. Is he, though? What's your source? Source, don't make me laugh. He didn't say he's coming back next year, did he? You'll figure something out. Whatever you say, boss.
And then he put up the tweet, man. That's the truth, man. That's the truth. So don't worry, guys. I can guarantee you 100% Sean Payton isn't leaving.
I don't think. Okay, so I mean, I've already been on record, and I
tell him your theory, Dave. I like it.
Well, yeah, and I told Ralph before the show, I'll die on this hill. I don't think there was a text message between Ian Rappaport and his boss. I think potentially there could have been a text message between him and Sean Payton himself. Look, the Netflix movie Home Team, based on Sean Payton's year in suspension coaching his son's team, is coming out this Friday on Netflix.
That's right.
If you haven't heard a lot about it, that's probably because there hasn't been a lot of press, any of that. So I think, and this is me on Discord right here, I think that we're all being played here. I think this whole story was manufactured. I don't know whether, really the only question to me is whether Ian Rappaport is in on it or whether he has no clue and he's just being fed this information and reporting it. But either way, I think that this is all BS. I think Sean Payton is 100% staying here. I think he's never intended to leave. And I think he's just doing this to keep his name in the news this week. And that way, I think probably tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday or maybe Friday, he'll come out and all this will get put to rest. And then you'll go home Friday evening and you're going to want to turn on Netflix and watch Home Team because you're going to feel real good. Oh yeah, my coach isn't leaving. I'm ready to watch a feel good movie now about my coach, who's the coach of my team now and until at least 2026. And the other, Kevin, I see you, and like a good student, raising your hand, and I'll call on you once I'm ready.
Everyone has a hard time listening to Dave.
But I think we're all being played. I saw today that what's his face? Jay Glazer said that he had talked to Sean, and Sean changes his mind every 2 minutes. You know, I think that's because Jay doesn't like. I think Jay's good friends with Sean. I think Sean's trying to get. Sean's got Jay on the take here too. Gail, we saw the Gail clip. I think Gail knows what's going on, and she doesn't want to say anything because she doesn't want to screw up the whole marketing thing. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just playing along because Sean wants people to download the movie and whatever."
Download the movie.
I'm serious. I think this is. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, well, I mean, like, okay, so he's gonna retire. Okay, let's say he retires. Let's say. First of all, you know he's going to want to come back. He's not going to just stay retired. He's one of those guys. If he retires, it's like for a year or two.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then he's coming back
for a year. Yeah,
yeah, he's coming back. And so if he comes back, he's got to come back to the Saints. Either that or he's got to be traded because he's under contract through 2026, and you can't just retire and then come back and then choose whatever team you want to go to. So my thing is let's think this through. Let's do a thought experiment. He leaves. You think he's going to leave for 1 year? This year, the offseason where they need to decide what they're going to do at quarterback. You think he's going to leave? Let whoever else take charge for a year and run this operation and then come back and then have to fix whatever the hell happened for the last year? No. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
If he leaves, he's not coming back.
That's
if
exactly
he leaves,
right.
he's not coming back.
Exactly right. If you think Sean Payton is retiring, then you better kiss his ass goodbye and don't ever think he's coming back because there's no way he's going to retire for a year and then come back. There's no way he's going to let somebody come in, make decisions for a year, and then have to come back and undo whatever or redo. Absolutely not. Makes zero sense. Zero sense.
Andrew, I want
so go watch Home Team this Friday on Netflix.
Kevin, go.
Basically, and Dave in his giant rant there, was an A+ rant, by the way. He covered everything he covered exactly what I was going to say. And it was my only point. He's under contract until 2026. This is until they're having the press conference with the backdrop and he's sitting next to Gail and there's tears in his eyes and he's taking questions from everybody about how much he enjoyed living in New Orleans and all that kind of horse shit. I'm expecting him to stay here. I'm expecting him to be coaching next year and the year after that. If he leaves to retire or take a network job, he's not coming back to the Saints. He's not.
Yeah.
If he goes and does network television or coverage or anything like that, he's going to stay there, or he'll take a job elsewhere, and that's his call.
And the Saints will get a draft pick potentially for it.
Sure, but I don't think he's leaving at all. I think this is much ado about nothing. I think this is the national media, the national sports media, trying to manufacture something just trying to manufacture something. I'm not saying that there's no smoke, but
they don't like Sean Payton.
Are you just saying like? Are you saying at the end of the day,
my phone calls or not returning my text messages? You know,
are you just saying at the end of the day you don't see him walking from $15 million a year?
Correct.
I don't think it's the money. I
would be stunned.
I don't think it's the money. What I don't see is, and look, I know the last 2 years have really sucked. You know, it's obviously already difficult to be a head coach in the NFL, and you devote a lot of time and a lot of your life to it, and you make a lot of sacrifices. And the last 2 years with COVID, it's obviously even worse. And this season, I think this season was worse than last season, despite being further into COVID and trying to get out of COVID.
For the Saints, it was.
For the Saints, yeah. For a lot of teams, but for the Saints, and you've got, the Dolphins game on Monday night where, and so, look, I have no doubt that he gets burned out, but not the money. Sean is Sean. Sean is a competitive guy. He's, I don't see him. I don't want to use the word quit, but I don't see, when the times get tough, I don't see Sean Payton not getting tougher. I see him getting tougher and facing that challenge in the face. He's not that old. And again, He has such a freaking sweetheart deal here in New Orleans. He has such a sweetheart deal with him and Mickey and Gail and the ownership. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He runs this team, and not many coaches have that. That's the other reason why the Sean Payton to Dallas stuff just, I can never believe it, because Jerry Jones is a meddler. Jerry Jones is a meddling owner, and that relationship between him and Sean would never last, because Sean's going to want autonomy. Sean's going to want to do whatever he's going to want to do. And Gail doesn't give a shit. Gail lets him do whatever the hell he wants to do. Gail's not making team decisions. Gail doesn't want to draft the running back from Arkansas.
I want to say
Gail
something.
wants to go buy
Gail.
hats.
Right.
I have to say this about Gail. I thought that,
Lovely
and I don't,
lady, cut us a check, please.
This will be the first time I have ever criticized Gail Benson on the show. I think she's been a tremendous
Watch
owner.
your tongue.
Very supportive. She's cut all the checks. As the Saints have had to navigate these cap issues, it's required her writing bonus checks to a lot of players. She's cut every single one. So, like, up until this point, she was instrumental in the Pelicans, staying in New Orleans, all that. So, like, tons of kudos to Gail Benson. But I thought that interview or that soundbite was absolutely horrible. When your fan base is nervous, the whole situation is in disarray, there's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of noise. For you to go up there and go, oh, Sean, who knows what's going to happen? I don't think anybody knows.
God, I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that.
That was the worst possible PR handling. Like, talk about not giving your fan base any confidence whatsoever. Like, everybody heard that soundbite and was just like, well, shit. I just think as an owner, if you're a legit owner, like, you've got to speak up for the brand and show confidence and be like, we'll have more information on that soon, but don't worry, everybody, we have a plan. Like, that's what you.
Her soundbite to me, Andrew, it made me believe Dave's theory.
Yes,
okay, I took the soundbite 180 degrees different from you.
I think she 100% knows Sean is staying. I think she 100% is not worried about a damn thing, and I think she's more worried about, in that interview, she's more worried about saying the wrong thing and confirming that Sean is staying and ruining his whole ruse and keeping this whole thing up for a few more days before the movie release. And so she just kind of says nothing and is non-committal. That's how I took it.
Okay. I'll even go one step further. I think if this was any other owner in any other city, I agree with what Jude is saying. That is a bad thing to say if you were another owner in another city. But it's New Orleans, laissez-faire attitude, everything's fine, I'm going to merge on I-10 going 45, it's okay, man, it's okay.
Hopefully not I-10 East where the serial killer's picking off people left and right.
Yeah, I almost sent you an article. I almost sent you an article recently, Andrew, saying, like, see, I told you, like, you're fine going to the 9th Ward, but I wouldn't drive, by Michoud.
Here's the thing I want. People don't understand. Andrew had me at, like, panicked, like a 15 on the Dave Cariello panic meter on Friday.
You're still panicked.
I am still.
Let's not pretend you're off the ledge, Ralph.
You panic and react like a little girl. Like, you are so, like, just a drop of a pin, and that's it. You're gone. You're set on.
First of all,
Ralph
that is my brand. I drink, I panic, and I mispronounce names. That's my brand. First of all. Hey, wait, are you new here? But the thing is, like, Andrew knew what he was doing, texting me on Friday, just like setting me up, lighting the fire, and I didn't appreciate it.
He just wants to see the reaction.
Biloxi Blues, thank you for saying this, by the way. Like, Jeff Duncan puts the article out, relax, everybody, Sean Payton's not going anywhere. And then he retweets the Jay Glazer tweet today, and he's like, yeah, looks like things are uncertain. Like, what?
That is
he's on the
stupid.
Tape. See, another tally for my theory Jeff Duncan had to go on record and write the article to say, hey, look, he's not going anywhere, so that later when he doesn't go anywhere, he can say, see, I told you so, because Jeff Duncan knows he's not going to go anywhere, but he's still playing the game. I don't know, maybe he could go somewhere, maybe he'll retire, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is it's I swear, I think this is like the biggest clown show that's ever clowned.
Oh my God.
That would be amazing if Sean Payton was like, gotcha.
Oh my God. Dave, I want Sean Payton to stay, but my God, Dave's going to be insufferable, Kevin.
We'll never know why he stays.
But forget Dave for a second.
He will
Ralph,
dunk on the media if he stays. He will dunk on them Wednesday or Thursday, Dave. You won't believe.
The only way I would really be validated if he says I'm staying, and then he ends it and he says go watch Home Team on Netflix this Friday night. Then I'll be like, okay, then I was totally right.
So if Saints to Death says, can we get Jeff Duncan to retire instead? God, please.
Oh my God.
But
I will contribute $50 to that cause.
Yes.
I also AP.
I might sign up for NOLA.com and The Athletic both if he retires.
Also, AP's 1825 or whatever at the very start of the show when we did the Open asked if we were going to get Dennis Allen to record the new Open since he's going to be the new coach of the team.
Yeah, we'll try to find a way.
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
Is Dennis Allen on Cameo?
No.
Not yet.
But Ralph, how much does your respect for Sean Payton and I mean, I'll speak for myself. Like even though he's blocked me, my adoration for Sean Payton is like at an 11. If from 1 to 10, it's at 11. I think he's an amazing coach. I think it's been just a tremendous gift to the Saints in New Orleans. But how much does your admiration, Ralph, increase for him? If he really does this, if he's just like, gotcha, I was never going anywhere. By the way,
it'd be amazing. And here's the thing, Kevin, that was crazy. The media's like, we don't know where he is. He's in parts unknown. And then Saturday, he's dunking on people on Twitter.
Yeah,
he showed up at the team facility today.
Yeah.
We know where he is.
That's right.
Like what? Did they think he was jet setting? Like he was Ric Flair in the 80s? Like what look, it's national sports heads upset that they don't have all the answers, and so they are just wildly speculating and hoping that something comes of it. That's what it is.
That's right.
That's what it is.
I think too, the national media, they're just like, we're tired of Sean Payton being in New Orleans. He's a super elite coach or whatever, top 5, top 3,
right.
whatever.
We need to get him in a bigger.
We need to get him in a bigger market we care about. And Drew Brees, we couldn't say it when he had Drew, because when he had an elite quarterback, we couldn't say it. But now that he doesn't, he can go. He needs to go somewhere, a big market. And Saints fans, we're in a sensitive, vulnerable spot, Andrew. And Eli Apple, he picked the absolute wrong time to talk crap to a panicked Saints fan base, because we were happy. We're just waiting for Sean Payton news, watching playoffs. And Eli Apple, he chose violence, and Saints Twitter wrecked him.
This was like a drive. Like, did somebody say something to him? Like, I don't understand. This was like a drive-by shooting. Like, what happened? Like, was he provoked? He just out of nowhere just starts shitting on us. Like, what happened?
I don't know.
And Andrew, like, what's his beat? Like,
fan base is his least favorite.
Like, he doesn't even have a beef. Like, what? The Saints didn't treat him bad. They didn't pick up the 5th-year option, but like, they didn't treat him bad.
I feel like he's mad because like somebody like sold him tickets to the Mardi Gras or something. Like now he's like pissed.
Matt is bad.
Well, I think he said he disliked the food, like he was insulting crawfish, and basically said that it was rotting our brains, and right.
Yeah.
It's that swine and crawfish that's rotting our brains.
Right.
I mean, but Saints fans, they come strong. They had videos of every time he got burned. I had forgotten how awful he was in the San Francisco game.
It was after he hurt his knee. Remember, after he hurt his knee, he was real bad.
He was. I mean, look at
but
these.
He was good for a minute with the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't
good. He was better than Crawley.
Well,
like, let's not say he was good.
Back then, our standards were a lot lower.
He was serviceable.
Our defense was
there. He wasn't. Cooper Kupp just burned him like a piece of toast.
Our defense was not as good as it is now. Our standards were much lower. And back then, we were happy to have Eli Apple. I will be the first to admit that.
Yeah.
But I don't understand this. This is like we're driving on I-10 East and then bam, that's it. Somebody just shot us and killed us for no reason. We're over the high. We just went over the high rise and bam, we're dead now.
I just don't understand why Eli Apple had to go there. Like, I was kind of rooting for him. Like, I was watching the Bengals and I'm like, yeah, they got Hendrickson, they got Von Bell, they got Eli Apple. Like, I was happy for him when he made the play in that game.
Well, he's currently getting assassinated by the Fox 8 Twitter account right now.
Yes, but I was just like,
really?
I have no beef.
Media organization.
Yeah. It's great.
I have no beef with Eli Apple. Like, he was not like Junior Gillette or Brandon Browner or like, I mean, he didn't leave on terrible terms. Like I was kind of rooting for him. I was happy for him that he's in the AFC Championship, and then he has to fire all this. That's like, why dude, are you supposed to be preparing to try to go to a Super Bowl? Like, why are you?
Aren't you also doing that?
Aren't
you also on a team with several other people who either were Saints or who are from New Orleans or who played in the Southeast, Louisiana? Like, your fucking starting
Jamar Chase went to Rumble,
who is basically your entire franchise's goddamn meal ticket. Is Joe Burrow? I mean, you are going to you're not even going to get a chance to play your way off a roster. You are going to wind up talking your way off a roster.
Yeah.
How the hell do you do that?
He needs to go to I think he went to the Junior Gillette School of tweeting. Junior Gillette School for Twitter.
The one thing I did like was
the prestigious school.
When he made that play, Michael Thomas tweeted freaking Eli Apple or something like that.
Maybe that's why he's mad. So maybe that's why he's mad.
I think it's funny because, like, Michael Thomas, the story goes that when they were at Ohio State together, that Michael Thomas used to absolutely abuse him just every practice, and he would be talking trash. He would be talking trash to the offensive coordinator at Ohio State and just being like, can you put someone out here that can guard me? Because Eli Apple is garbage. And he would just, like, relentlessly embarrass him on the field and then embarrass him verbally the whole season. And so then he ends up going to the Saints. What's that?
It was he would go to the
defense,
team.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Coordinator and say, you guys need to recruit somebody that can actually guard me.
Because this guy's trash. And so then fast forward to Michael Thomas is on the Saints and Eli Apple gets traded to the Saints and he's like doing it all over again. So like Eli Apple and Michael Thomas have always had this beef.
Oh, here from 2 days ago, Michael Thomas said, Eli Apple, incredible. That's all he said.
Eli Apple. But when you read Eli Apple, incredible, he's saying it like this. Eli Apple, incredible.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know that. Maybe that might
unbelievable.
That might be what started this whole thing. That might be why he's pissed off. Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Eli Apple he's going to tweet out, "I should have punched you, Michael Thomas. I should have punched you." Like you did to CD. I should have punched you.
I don't think it was a positive tweet.
No.
King of God.
No. My
Eli
favorite,
Apple and Michael Thomas are not cool.
My favorite. I have two favorite memes. One, my buddy Joe just sent me, but it was like a meme of a woman like looking and she starts smiling. She's looking around the corner because she's supposed to be Anthony Davis, because now Eli Apple is like the most hated person in New Orleans and not Anthony Davis. No, but my favorite meme was the picture of everybody with a knife. Yeah. My favorite meme though was the picture of everybody with a knife cutting the cake. And it's like Trey Hendrickson, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and then Eli Apple. And he's like standing there, but he doesn't have a knife. He's like, "Look, Mom, helping." Like he's not really. like, yeah, you're on the team, but
I saw a picture of the bunch of rotten apples. Did you see that? Like different phases of rotten apple, and then one just shows Eli Apple's face. It's like a bunch of rotting apples, and then Eli Apple's face.
Well, I also
Kevin,
like
Saints Twitter undefeated.
Yeah,
Saints Twitter's undefeated.
I mean, like you could pull this crap on like, the Colts fan base. Like they they're very vanilla. They're bland. You're not going to get much from the Colts fan base, okay? But you picked the wrong. Yeah, but you picked the wrong freaking fan base on Twitter to mess with, because we will come hard and we will come heavy.
Well, did you hear that Eli Apple's mother canceled her Twitter account?
Well,
she did
after whatever was going around.
There's some things about his mother that we will not get into on this podcast. But if you go to Twitter, you'll see some stuff.
Or our Discord.
Or our Discord, yeah. Another reason to sign up as a patron.
Nope. This is my Morgan Freeman at the end of 7 moment. It's like, tell California to stay away.
You don't want to know.
You know what? I'm looking at my Twitter right now, and somebody just tagged me. Roger Sherman. I don't know who's that. A professional. Oh, he's with The Ringer.
He stole your theory. I did that.
Yeah. He said, "Don't be fooled. All the talk about Sean Payton moving on from the Saints is just going to be a viral marketing campaign for the Kevin James movie." And then somebody replied to him and was like, "Oh, I said that too." And he showed his tweet, and I'm like, "All right, all you fuckers took this shit from me." All
right. So we have in the off season, we have by law.
That was Ralph. That was right.
By law, off season podcast, we have to do 7 minutes of actual Saints football discussion.
What about it? We also have to do a 7 minutes of a Kevin Love update too.
Oh yeah, we'll get to the Kevin Love update in a minute. Should we talk about the Saints' biggest need, or do we just blow it off?
The Saints' biggest need? What? Come on.
Besides quarterback or receiver.
We're in the offseason yet. We haven't had the Super Bowl yet.
Tight end.
I think needs
pass. We'll talk about that. We can talk about that in March.
We can move that for next week.
We'll blow it. But okay, we all right. We're not going to talk about this.
They need a head coach. Biggest need? Head coach.
Head coach.
Yeah.
Before we get to a Kevin Love update, today is the 13th anniversary, or actually the 12th anniversary of. It was 12 years ago tonight. The Saints beat the Vikings in the 2009 NFC Championship, clinched their only trip to the Super Bowl. Kevin, I admit I have not rewatched this game start to finish ever because I'm scared the Saints are going to lose. Like, this game took like 7 years off my life.
Agreed. I was an absolute nervous wreck watching this game in a bar with my now ex-wife. We were the bar was like a block and a half away from our. Wait, was it a block? No. Wait. You don't need to do that. My ex-wife, we get along. We're fine. We drove back downtown and went to the bar that we used to go to when we lived downtown. And it was packed. There were some Vikings fans there that I knew. And I was just like
Adrian Peterson fumbling. You've got to be
the
loving that.
Anthony Hargrove.
I forgot how good that return
on
was
the field
by Courtney Roby. That was tremendous.
It was great shit. It was all great shit. I remember what I was wearing.
That's ridiculous.
Like, that's how wild that is. I remember what I was wearing.
You were naked.
I had my little Irish Kevin hat on. I had a black pea coat because it was cold as shit in St. Louis and I couldn't take it off in the bar. And I was wearing, my mom for Christmas bought all of us NFC South champion merchandise.
T-shirt and hat day.
And we castigated her.
Look
because
at the
why are you buying us division championship merch? Let's see how far they go. You're planting your flag and saying, "Oh no, this is fine. They won the division. That's it. That's all we need."
No, you gotta have it all. You gotta have it all. Even if they win the Super Bowl, you still gotta have the division champs merch. You gotta have it all.
So
it's like Pokemon. You gotta collect it all.
I wore the division T-shirt for all the playoff games and the Super Bowl. I wore the Irish Kevin hat. I wore the black pea coat.
What is
it
Irish
was the
Kevin sound
same.
like?
I had on my, my skinny gray Pumas the whole fucking time, like all 4 weeks.
So I went to this game with my mom. My mom. We at the end, I mean, it was great. At the end of the game, we were hugging strangers. It was euphoria. It was incredible. But
What's that
interestingly,
like, hugging strangers?
When I was at this game, I sat next to two people wearing Adrian Peterson jerseys, and later during the game, I found out that it was Adrian Peterson's girlfriend, and it was her little brother. So
what
I'm
is Favre doing? It still amazes me.
So I'm sitting next to Adrian Peterson's girlfriend. Her brother is next to me, and she's on the right side of him. And they were super nice, and there were some fans around us that were drinking a lot. Did he have bruises on him? There were fans around us that were drinking a lot and kind of talking trash to him, but they were good sports and all that. But so really the whole game, she was super supportive of Adrian, like go Adrian, like clapping and all that. But like he had a miserable game. I don't know if you guys remember. Like he do. How many times did he fumble? He fumbled like 3 times, 4 times in that game.
Yeah,
but I remember the last time that he fumbled.
You're close, Dave.
The brother of his girlfriend, just like, man, come on, Adrian. And he just starts pounding the seat in front of him, punching it. And basically he completely turned on Adrian Peterson. Like he got so mad about how bad his sister's boyfriend was that he completely turned on him and was losing his mind. And I'm sitting next to him and I just kind of look behind me and I'm looking at other Saints fans and they're all just looking at me like, hell yeah. And it was just a great moment where it's just like, we got him to turn on his own guy. I mean, on his own family, practically.
This game, Dave, I had 102 fever the morning of.
Yeah, I remember this story.
And I just took a bunch. My mom was like, "You can't go." I'm like, "I'm going to this game," and I just drugged myself up and went.
No regrets.
No regrets. None. People thought I was drunk coming out of the stadium because I walked like 2 blocks and then vomited for they thought I was drunk. I was not.
Wasn't the honey bourbon?
No, I was stone cold.
You were
sober
stoned
the entire game for that. Believe it or not.
I was not.
Dave, the thing is, as the years have gone on, I realize why this game, of all the Minnesota failures, why it eats at them. Because watching that highlights, Minnesota was better than the Saints. They just completely shit the bed in a horrific
Wow. There were 4, how many was it? 4 turnovers? The Vikings had 4 turnovers.
Hang on, I'll find out. You guys keep chatting it up.
You're not gonna win a game when you're coughing the ball up 4 times in a game. You're just not. You can't do that. You just can't do that. But you're right. If they had turned
the Rams.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. If the Vikings had turned the ball over 1 less time,
they should have won that game.
Yeah, then they
outplayed the Saints except for the turnover.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If they wouldn't have had 13 dudes in the huddle at the end.
Yeah, also that.
You can take a knee and kick a 50-yard field goal.
That's
5 turnovers total.
This isn't the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, and I know this is in Detroit. The Saints had at least 1 turnover themselves, I think.
Yeah, 1 turnover for New Orleans.
So the differential
5 turnovers for Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, anyway, just to put a bow on this, I was at the game, obviously, sitting in the same seats I'm always sitting in. The one thing I remember about the game was at that time, Voodoo Man, the super fan Voodoo Man, used to sit right in front of us, and instead of being Voodoo Man for that game, he was like a devil. He was all dressed in red, and then he was wearing a big clock around his neck, like what's his face?
Flavor Flav?
Yeah. And the time was set to frozen. He was supposed to be hell frozen over because this was going to be it.
Yeah.
The Saints were going to win the NFC Championship, and this was going to be the day hell freezes over. I remember that very vividly. And it was good because they won, so he didn't look stupid after the game. I always feel bad for those guys that get dressed up or paint themselves or whatever, and then their team loses, and then you got to make that walk of shame out of the stadium. I feel bad for those guys. I always feel bad for those guys.
I need to hang on, Ralph. Let me get in. Let me jump in real quick. So to further your point about the Vikings being better that night, the Vikings won time of possession 36 minutes 49 seconds to 27 minutes 56 seconds. They went 7 of 12 on third down conversions compared to 3 of 12 third down conversions for the Saints. The Saints were penalized 9 times. The Vikings were penalized 5. They ran the ball. Hang on, where's the rush? Oh, yeah. The Vikings ran the ball 36 times for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Saints ran the ball 23 times and got only 68 yards and 1 score. The Vikings had 31 first downs in the game. The Saints, 15.
Oh, my God.
So you know what?
Yeah.
The Vikings, to quote Robert De Niro in Copland, you blew it!
I mean, I think you can argue. Andrew, I think you can argue the Vikings were the best team in 2009. Like, and not just in that game with the Saints, but like the best team in the NFL. And
like a small baby.
Yeah, you know what they remind me of?
Losers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what's so funny is like that's Brett Favre. We're talking about Brett Favre. Like they are on similar trajectories here late in their career. Aaron Rodgers is becoming that gunslinger. He's becoming that gunslinger that takes chances, that is making mistakes, and that's pissing away games that he doesn't have to piss away if he just maybe makes that intermediate throw. Or maybe
I have to say this too.
So Kevin, how's your love life?
Before we get to Kevin's love life,
I also need help on the Wordle. Jesus Christ. I know this. The third letter is O and the last letter is L, and I've used all the vowels. So
show me.
I don't know what's the letter in between the O and the L. It has to be a W.
You're one off, man.
I feel stupid, because
I told you it's tricky.
There's like a word.
It's tricky.
Oh, no, it's double L. Is it? Oh, okay. All right. Somebody suggesting something.
Also, by the way,
you
Will
spoiled
Smith,
it, man. You spoiled it, man.
Yes.
Blues, you spoiled it.
Yeah, no, Biloxi Blues. Check's in the mail, buddy. Check is in the mail.
You spoiled
Kevin,
it, man.
I feel like Will Smith, he deserves to be in the Saints Ring of Honor for a lot of reasons. He was a great player. Rest in peace. But I believe him getting the coin toss correct in overtime might be a top 5 moment in Saints history. Because I don't know if the Saints lose that coin toss, they have a Super Bowl title at all. Like, that's how much it hung by a freaking thread.
Adrian Peterson would have
night.
fumbled again. It's fine.
Maybe. Brad Childress was just destined not to get to a Super Bowl.
Also, I don't know what this Wordle stuff is, but I do know.
I don't get it.
Wait a minute. Okay.
I do know I'm never going to do it.
Wait a minute. All three of you don't know what the hell Wordle is, but the Saints Happy Hour podcast account on our live Twitch stream is posting saying now Dave's going to be like, look at my Wordle streak on Twitter. So, that's got to be Thomas then.
Yeah, that's Thomas.
That's always me, man.
To partake in whatever that is. It looks terrible.
All right.
Anyway. And by the way,
Thank you.
The chaos of the 2009 NFC Championship. Pierre Thomas, Andrew, he had an amazing game that night. And I think it all gets kind of forgotten because
he got that big kick return too in overtime.
He had 140 yards.
The 4th and 1 play, which got reviewed, and I still don't know that he got that first down.
Yeah.
I still don't know that he got that.
And the thing is, it burns Viking fans to no end on Twitter where they're like, we did this and we outplayed you and Pierre Thomas didn't get the first down. And we're like, yeah, and we didn't deserve to win and we beat you.
Stuff your sorries in a sack.
Mister.
And here's Josh Allen feel. Here's the thing about the Rams. Here's the thing about the Rams and the Vikings. Neither of them have ever won a Super Bowl. So they can talk about the Minnesota Miracle, they can talk about the no call, and they can rub it in our faces, but at the end of the day, they both don't have a Lombardi, and we do. And that is why I want the Rams to lose so bad. I want this to perpetuate into eternity.
The Rams do have a Super Bowl trophy.
99.
I mean with with the McVay.
With McVay, yeah.
Oh,
in LA. They don't. The LA Rams don't have.
But the Vikings have never won one, like ever in their history.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Also, Saints to Death said he'd rather listen to me sing than talk about Wordle. So,
here's
what
the
is
thing.
that in the sky? He can throw twice as high.
Isn't the Rams have won?
Why is that quality so terrible?
No,
it does
they
not
went
sound
to
like
one.
that on my phone.
They went to one in the 70s, Andrew, but they didn't win.
Did Kurt Warner only win the one against the Titans?
Yeah, he
just
lost
the
them. They lost to the Patriots and they lost to the Steelers way back. When.
Andrew doesn't know football.
Raiders?
Whoa. Whoa, Thomas.
I'm just reading the chat, man. I'm just reading the chat.
Here,
impressive.
Here is before we get to the hotline, Kevin.
Oh no, it was the Steelers.
Before we get to the hotline, which has a
What
romance
is the Wordle
theme,
today? I can't.
we
get
need
the
a Kevin Love
letter.
update.
Oh yeah, Love update.
There is no love update. I haven't
If
gone
I-
on. I have gone on 0 dates in the past week. I have had a couple of conversations with some ladies that have gone pretty well. I was supposed to go on it.
Wait, talks with your mother don't count. So let's
I know. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, you just said
That's the worst joke I've ever heard.
It is. I was supposed to go on a date Saturday night, but the lady that I was going to go on a date with, she got COVID and got diagnosed on Thursday.
Likely
She
story.
flaked.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, COVID
No,
is like the
hang
best
on.
thing to happen for women who want to bail on dates now. They can just be like, "Oh shit, I got COVID. Sorry, I saw
It's
you."
replaced. I need to walk.
I agree. I agree with that, but she has continued to text with me.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Did you ask her if you could
I don't
bring
know.
her
So
some soup?
we'll
We know
see
what-
what happens.
Do we know what she looks like?
Yeah, she's cute.
Okay. I do have a question. Is there?
That's me, Kevin.
Out of curiosity, has there been any contact with the doctor at all? I'm
No.
serious. Okay. All right.
No.
You're a horrible
No,
person.
no, none.
Cariello.
Actually,
You're a
what-
horrible person.
what I'm
Because I'm still rooting for that. I'm hoping for a
Reunion.
I'm hoping for a New England Patriots style
rekindling
Super
the
Bowl
flame.
28-3 comeback for you and the doctor and your love life.
honestly, I've debated writing a letter.
Mm-hmm.
A letter.
Oh man.
I say
That's
do it. I say do it. You got
Six.
nothing. You've got nothing
No,
to
no.
lose. You've got
No,
nothing.
no,
to
no,
lose.
not
joke I've ever
not
heard.
a, not
letter to Eli
a.
Apple's mom.
I don't even know what you just said. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. Not even a. It's not a let's get back together letter. It's basically a. I don't know what I did wrong, but it finally took me a couple of months to realize that to believe you when you told me that I did nothing wrong.
No. Don't write
No,
that letter.
you need to
No.
do it like
If you're writing a
Festivus.
letter,
Like,
just say
it's time for
Nope,
airing
nope.
of the grievances.
If
Don't
you're
do it.
writing a
Well,
letter,
like,
just
but-
say,
but
"Hey, did you
again,
see
it's
that
like,
Chiefs?
what am I
Did
gonna-
you see the
what
Chiefs
grievances
Bills
am I gonna
game?
air?
Let's get back together."
No.
I don't know.
It's not. It's not that. It's basically. I was prepared to dump my entire life in St. Louis to move across the country to another time zone to a city on the coast that might have to deal with hurricanes for you.
Wait, is she in
I was
Charleston?
prepared to do
For
all
yes,
of that
She's in
for
Charleston.
you.
Right?
Yeah.
Wait, say that again,
She
Jude.
was going to
She's in
relocate
Charleston,
to Charleston.
correct?
Yes, I have so
Yeah.
many Eli Apple mom jokes. Can I just like give it?
No,
Oh my
no,
god.
because I don't even know what you're talking about. And so
Oh.
it was just like that. Like I was like, I was going to relocate my whole life for you and be fully supportive of you and figure out what I was going to do after that.
I think the
That
letter
was
should.
fine. I was totally, I bought all
Just
in.
get back, Kevin. Just get back on Coffee Meets Bagel. Go on your next date.
Coffee
No, I am.
And don't do
I
that.
am.
And
Insult
do not
grinder,
send
man.
that letter.
I
Do not
think-
write a letter.
I think-
do not send it. Do not pass go.
I think you should write a letter and say, "Look, I went on a date with Eli Apple's mom. I got that out of my system, and now I'm ready."
it's not. Again,
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
I love how y'all think like I'm.
I got that out of the system.
He blew it out of the system, right?
I'm just
That's
like,
been in the chamber for weeks.
I don't know.
I just cooking. I didn't even know about this till the pre-show. You all told me about this video.
Anyway,
I'm keeping. By the way, Kevin, this is as classy as I'm going to.
Now Kevin's empty.
No,
we need somebody to fill your loving cup.
It's I'm not, and I'm not worried about that. Like basically, like look, if obviously she didn't want to be together, okay, fine. It's like she. Why is Jude's laughing?
Andrew doesn't know football.
Laughing. I'm having serious thoughts and discussions here, and you pricks are all laughing. Ha ha ha! We're all married. Everything is fine. We have children and families and responsibilities. PTA meeting. Gotta pay off those IVF bills. Ooh.
Why have you turned into the Why have you turned into the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz?
Like I'm trying to have a serious conversation about I don't know, about me being single or whatever. It's basically like, look, you make your own decision, great. But then to ghost me for like 3 weeks, but to like ghost me for a few weeks and make me think I did something wrong or said something wrong and think, what am I not doing? What am I not giving her that she needs? And then to finally have to force her to get into a phone call where where I have to press her, where I have to say, hey, do you still love me? Do you still want to be together? Do you still want to go to Charleston? And she's just like, yeah, I don't think so anymore. And it's like, so you strung me along for 3 weeks with little to no texting contact.
2 weeks.
And all that comes after I went to Cleveland for a wedding of one of your friends. We had a great time.
Ugh, Cleveland.
I went
not going to Cleveland.
I went with you to Charleston.
Jesus.
For your work interview. Like, again, I was invested. I was all in. And I still
that might have
been I'll never know what I did, and I don't know.
You went to Cleveland.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe
she's like, this guy's willing to go to Cleveland.
When you got mad at her, did you start yelling at her in the Scarecrow voice?
I didn't get mad at her. I was just kind of like shell shocked by the whole thing. Like one of my friends here in St. Louis has a decent theory that
Jason Champagne says it was the Blue Chew, wasn't it?
It was the Blue Chew ad. She heard the Blue Chew ad.
I can't.
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
It was. She heard the Blue Chew ad that you read for the podcast.
Damn, Jason!
Like that's
from the top rope, man.
Blue Chew.
It was.
Right. Well, I think this segment's run longer than I think we all expected it to.
Well, you all dragged it out.
No, I know. Well, you got all emotional.
All right,
I'm not emotional.
You got all serious. You're emotional.
Before we move on, Thomas,
serious.
the violin one more time, just for just to punctuate it.
We might have to play the sad violin if Sean Payton retires, Andrew.
I love that you pricks all enjoy these segments where it's like, Kevin's going to talk seriously from the heart.
I'm just going to
the goddamn chuckle fest.
I only liked it because I got to work in an Eli Apple's mom joke in there.
Hey, wait. Break it. I gotta thank Budrich, Dave. He did one of your favorite things. He donated 100 bits.
I got some bits. Yeah,
he gave us bits.
Budrich.
So that's a good segue, Kevin. Kevin's love life. He had a little therapy, but the hotline this week, Kevin. We asked people to tell us about their bad dates, and oh boy, they delivered.
Okay, wait. Wait. I want to say, Kevin. I just going back to Kevin again. Write whatever letter you want to write. I don't think you should write the stuff you were saying. I don't think that's what you should write. But
no,
you send a letter though. Send a letter. You got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. Everything to gain. Send the letter.
No, it's not about trying to get her back.
I don't.
It's more about closure.
Right, it's therapeutic. Okay, that's fine.
It's more about closure for me. It's basically me saying, "Hey, great, have a good life. I hope you treat the next guy."
I know, but don't tell me. I know, but don't tell me deep down that you're not secretly hoping that like sending that letter sparks something and then she reignites. Yeah. But send the letter. Send the letter.
No.
All right, Ralph. Let's cue the hotline.
We got the hotline. We got
Kevin,
hookers
seriously, we're
and
rooting for
unpaid bills in the hotline.
Look, good. I'm glad you root for me instead of laughing at me.
Of course.
We can do both. We can do both.
Well, yeah. So about to say, those two are not mutually exclusive. Those two are not mutually exclusive.
Sliding in from off screen, going.
Yeah. Well, I just had to make that known. We can both laugh at you and root for you. I just
did the Chris Collins right there. Thomas, play the hotline.
We and actually, in fact, we laugh at you because we love you.
There you go.
Facts.
There you go. It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Hey, y'all. Loogie Police here. Gonna talk about a date. I'm not sure it classifies as a terrible date if it ended with me getting lucky. So, maybe this isn't usable, but it is sort of funny.
Eli Apple's mom.
So I got divorced about 6 years ago, and I was celibate for about 3 years. And my first date, after 3 years, was with my high school girlfriend, who ironically was my first love, first sex, first everything. And we sort of reconnected after 20 years, and we had both screwed our lives up. And, the first night I'm thinking, okay, this might just, it's kind of refurbished, right? So you can maybe first date is fine. So I did the old something about Mary trick because I was thinking, well, it's been 3 years and, that could get squirrely. So I kind of, took care of the first one prior to the night beginning, and it totally backfired because I just couldn't get to the finish line, and there was all of this, are you not attracted to me, and have I put on weight, and maybe it's me, but it was really just the something about Mary trick. So I'm sure people have worse ones than that, but that's mine. Love you guys.
Good evening, gentlemen. It is Adam, the radio voice, calling you from Ocean City, Maryland. So, Dave, I took your advice. My worst date ever happened years and years ago with a girl whose last name was, can't make this up, her last name was Hooker. Took her out to dinner, met her parents, very nice night. At the end of dinner, she said, I'm tired, I want to go home. So the gentleman that I was said, we'll do that. So I took her home, dropped her off, never heard from her again. Weeks later, one of her friends says, oh, hey, by the way, she didn't want to go out with you again because you were too nice. Too nice? What in the world? So I guess out of all the worst dates in the world, that's not the worst in general, but that's the worst that happened to me. So love the show. You guys keep everything fresh. You keep it fun. Definitely looking forward to more of the offseason, the draft, and the beginning of next year when they go on a Super Bowl run in 2022. But I will continually use the hotline. Best thing in the world. You guys rock. Who dat?
Yeah, calling in about weird.
Too nice
dates.
is an excuse.
I actually had one last week. Went out with this guy. All he could do is talk about this doctor he used to date. Asked me to go to the bathroom with him. I said no. He went to the bathroom. Then the next thing I know, he's gone. Left me with a bill. What kind of shit is that?
What?
The grinder community, man.
Okay, wait. Now I have a couple of. First of all, Adam, thanks for calling in. I'm glad the radio. I'm glad we got this story. No, I don't know, Kevin. Too nice can be a thing, and that's kind of what I worry about with you.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Kevin's
because
not too
Kevin,
nice.
there are some. One of two things. It means one of two things. Either the girl was trying to spare your feelings because she didn't want to say why she really didn't, why she really wasn't interested anymore, or there was something else going on.
I don't know. I think there are some women.
You are both right.
Like the drama.
Don't argue. You are both right.
There are some women who like. No, I think there are some women who like a man who just makes decisions. There are some women who prefer or who are still okay with traditional roles, and
that doesn't mean that you're not a nice guy.
No, you can be
a quote unquote traditional guy.
David is definitely not a nice guy.
Make decisions, be very like forward and outward with like, hey, we're gonna do this, and like I'm gonna make plans and I'm gonna take charge here. And a woman wants that. That doesn't mean that she wants you to then be an asshole and be rude.
No.
Again,
who do you think who's the nicest guy on this podcast?
Like, okay, no. Okay, but here's my thing. Well, hold on.
Who's the nicest? Who's the nicest between the four of us?
Kevin is.
Dave is out. Dave is out.
I'm out.
Dave is out.
Here's my thing. When I'm talking about like being an asshole, I'm not talking. You're looking at it black and white. You think that there's being nice or there's being an asshole, and there's an in between. My point is like, let's say your lady, whoever this, pick some place to go to eat, and Kevin will be like, oh, I don't know, why don't you pick blah blah blah. No. That's being nice because you're taking her feelings into consideration, and you want to just do whatever she wants to do. You want to make her happy. But I'm like, in a situation like that, she wants you to pick. You just make a decision. You pick something and you decide it, and that's not being an asshole. It's just being decisive. And I think being nice sometimes, being nice and being decisive, or being an asshole and being decisive, I think are sometimes conflated. And
you can be nice and decisive. You can be nice and decisive.
You can be.
I would say, here's and I'll even dig up shit with me and my ex-wife. Me and my ex-wife at times would be indecisive at the same time on shit, and that doesn't mesh. Hey, where do you want to go to dinner? I don't know. I really don't care. Where do you want to go?
We've all, Ralph and Andrew, we've all done that. Like that's
what's horrible dates. Have y'all been on? I can think of horrible dates that I've been on before I was married. Do any of you have horrible date stories?
I had a couple of dates in college where like I mustered up the courage to like actually just straight up ask a girl out, and I went on a couple where I took the restaurants, but there was just never any chemistry. But I don't have any like horror.
Oh, I got a good one.
I don't have anybody leaving out of the bathroom window or.
No, I got a good one. I got a good one. This is like I was like
late
20s
lady.
Yeah, lady. And it was first time like I dated like above myself, because let's be real, I'm like a 3 on the attractive scale. And like I got this.
You're being
she's
generous,
like,
man.
that's not true. I mean, you're hangry now. Your face is fine. Your arm is no good.
And my
3 out of what?
The
Ralph?
pins in
3
my
out
leg.
of what?
Yeah, on the podcast.
3 out of what?
On the live stream, you look great.
Yeah.
3 out of what, Ralph?
From neck up.
I'm dating this
great, Ralph.
The first woman that I date that's like
3 out of
very
200,
attractive.
maybe.
Very attractive. I date her, nice date at the end, and we're saying goodbye. I'm like, it went away. And she leans in and she licked me like a dog, like up this way, across, and back down.
No, that's hot.
And looked at me and said,
David's
do you like that? And I went,
dream girl.
You
like,
blew it, dude.
I had no idea what to
it.
do. And when I say lick, I mean like lick, like an ice cream cone.
You blew it. Like, and I say that like you don't necessarily, you don't have to be into like the licking thing, but you now know that she's into all kinds of stuff. So like who knows what could happen. So like you don't have to be into the licking thing, but like now you're like, okay, if I'm into anything weird, then she's probably going to be okay with it. So let's go. You blew it, dude. You blew it.
I blew.
That sounds like a great date.
I blew it. I blew it. I put it like she lit like
a bad day. That's a.
I don't know if you blew it.
You fumbled it, man. You were Adrian Peterson in the 09
and then he woke up.
NFC Championship game.
I know. Like if a date, like that
if a girl does anything like crazy, like
but like I didn't have licking in the game plan of potential things that could happen, and it threw me off.
I get it. You were surprised. You don't have what it takes to react in the moment. You got flustered, and you blew it. But like again, like I said, like if you were into licking, great, then you just hit the jackpot. But even if you're not into licking, that was a sign that this girl is, she's.
But you think Ralph is thinking a step ahead? Like, not only is she a licker, but she's looking at Ralph Malbrough and licking Ralph Malbrough, and then he's like, "Nah."
Ralph is the kind of quarterback he needs the OC
in my OC in the headset. That's right.
Telling him to check the thing on his wrist. All right, which play are we calling right now? Okay, we're calling this one.
That's right.
There's no improvisation, no room for calling audibles. There's no Peyton Manning stuff out there. It's literally what's on the wrist.
Did you give her the Ralph panic face?
Probably. And here's the thing, Dave.
Did you not think? Okay, if she can lick a face like this, then what else?
Well, no, Dave. I was so stunned.
Ralph's grip strength later.
I wasn't thinking like you were, Dave. You're thinking like she's into all the freaky stuff. I was thinking maybe I'll end up in her freezer. Maybe she's a serial killer. Like you didn't think of the bad things that could happen.
Well, that's right, and this was also during when Jeffrey Dahmer was still out there and hadn't been captured yet. So you had no idea.
I'm just saying.
All right,
I thought
moving. I gotta go to bed.
I thought last week's podcast was great.
It's 11:40 for Juge. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
Thomas, get to the trivia. We got trivia and questions. Get to the trivia. We got to get out of here.
I got to end with this.
Oh, Ralph's pants just got tighter.
After the day.
Nice.
Be honest with us. That's how it ended, Ralph.
That's how it always ends. That's how it always ends.
Next week is when we should go really long so that I can have a drink at midnight.
That's right. I'll stay long.
Man, this is the longest podcast ever. And it's the off season. Okay, the trivia question.
That's why they're
fast. Sponsored by Budrich. It's a pretty interesting one.
But we haven't given the hotline's gonna die though. I feel like we gotta give a topic every week.
Damn.
I'll think of one. We'll throw it in the Discord.
All right.
Okay, the trivia question is: when was the last time the Saints had the punt be blocked?
Oh my God, that's a great question.
I'm gonna guess Tommy Barnhart.
No, it's gotta be.
Yeah, it's like in the Payton era.
I know Morstead has never had one blocked in his career. I know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't look like Morstead.
No, it's not.
Well, that image is. I'm assuming the guy who blocked.
Yeah, it is.
The Hazlitt era had to have a punt.
Did Toby Gowan have a block punt?
Dude, when
who was before Morstead? Who was directly before?
Who was the punter when the Saints went to Arizona and lost to that quarterback that completed like 4 passes with Drew Brees?
Max Hall.
Yeah, that game. That game, I think the Saints had a punt block.
Weatherford. Did Steve Weatherford?
That's a good one.
Did he have a punt block?
Ooh, I like that one.
I'm going to guess Steve Weatherford, just because that's the only guy I remember from before Thomas Morstead.
You don't remember Glenn Pakulak?
Oh, yes, that's right. That was after Weatherford, though, right?
All right. Yeah. Final answer. What's the final answer?
Holy shit!
Glenn Pakulak.
Jesus Christ! You talk about Jesus! You talk about a trip down memory lane. Like that's
Pakulak. That's the final answer, Thomas. What's
the answer? I'm saying Weatherford.
Pakulak. Right. Okay. Let's find out if you were right, guys.
What season was that, Ralph? That was 2011,
I think.
Oh, 8.
Who was that?
2011. Robert Quinn.
Andrew, what was that thing that you said?
He said Morstead never had one blocked, which obviously cannot be true.
Oh, what's that?
I was wrong.
You were dead wrong.
Is that Robert Quinn? Who is that?
He's celebrating.
Yeah. Robert Quinn blocked it. The answer is 2011 season, and Robert Quinn blocked it.
Robert Quinn's still getting double-digit sacks, by the way.
It's one of the rare Ryan Pace good signings.
Jesus, yeah, that was 10 years ago.
Jesus.
What a terrible block.
I think I was present for that game.
Oh, my God.
That was in St. Louis.
I assume we lost that game.
We did.
Yeah.
That would have been only one of 3 losses that season.
I was not happy. I think.
That was probably that was the first loss. That was after they went 11-0, whatever. Or what did they do in 2011? Didn't they go on a long? No, they went 13-0 in.
This was the last loss before they ripped off like 8 in a row.
This wasn't the winless Rams team, was it? That beat us.
That has.
I think they were winless at the time.
Oh my god!
No.
I remember that. I think this was a major upset. Like I kind of remember
the
Rams
it was.
Are
you kidding me? This is when the Rams were terrible.
Yeah, it says here that the Saints were 5-3, and the Rams were 1-6.
Who was the Rams quarterback? Mark
Bolger? The Rams were winless because it says Rams upset the Saints
for
their first win.
Yes. And who was the quarterback? Mark Bolger. Who was the?
Their quarterback was AJ Feely.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ! AJ Feely beat us. Okay, and this is the 2011 season. Okay, this is the year we should have gone to the NFC Championship. This is the year we lost to the Niners.
This is when Sproles and Graham went off.
Yes, this is the year we set the record for offensive production. We were the greatest offensive team in NFL history, and then we shit the bed against a winless, terrible St. Louis Rams team.
Yeah.
And that's why they had to
typical Saints fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, your New Orleans Saints.
The Rams went into halftime that day up 17-0. They ended the third quarter up 24-7.
Wow.
And I was in attendance for this
Jonathan Vilma had like a defensive touchdown, or didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Fumble recovery touchdown.
Yeah, I remember
also
that.
the last game Kevin ever went to. Am I wrong?
I ended up losing a bet and had to take a slap in the face because of this.
Wait, no, I was joking, Kevin, but have you been to a game since that game?
No, I'm pretty sure I have.
Jason Champagne says he watched this game from ESPN Club at Disneyland.
Ooh, that's brutal. Wow. That's a good trivia, though, Butteridge. That's a good trivia question.
The next trivia question is going to be, where did Jason Champagne watch the St. Louis Rams, the undefeated St. Louis Rams, beat the Saints from?
All right, we got to get to the questions. Before we play the music, we got to remind people, we get so many questions each week. We decided we'll be answering those. It didn't appear in the main show during daily shows. We had one a couple weeks back. We're going to do it again. Keep the question coming because Thomas feels bad that he can't use them all on the live stream.
And I'm going to skip some questions today that I have.
And we're going to save some of the questions today because we're going already at 90 minutes.
Let's go rapid fire on the question.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. If Thomas is upset with that he keeps missing questions, stop sending in questions. You're freaking Thomas out. It's too much. It's too much. No. Stop sending them in. He can't handle this. He can't handle the amount of questions he's getting. Stop sending.
You can't handle the
Everyone
truth.
has a hard time.
We need content for the daily show, Dave.
Call instead of sending questions.
Right, play the music.
Play the music.
I was just kidding. Send in all the questions.
Finger guns. This song never gets old.
No, it does not.
You know what, though? Dave, if Sean Payton retires, we'll have to retire this.
Next question.
No, we don't.
Oh, damn.
No, we don't. We were using Mike Ditka before that.
Yeah, we'll have to use the new quote. So, Thomas, what you got?
Okay, so first question of the two comes from Jason DeJohn. And he asks, bigger waste of a draft pick. Drafting Cesar Ruiz or trading for Eli Mama's boy Apple?
Ruiz is the first round pick. That's easy.
So
Ruiz. Next question.
Eli's just a fourth round pick.
My friend came up with Eli Sour Apple, but I definitely like Eli Mama's boy Apple.
What about Eli Pink Lady Apple?
Yeah, Mama's boy. Still takes
I like Mama's boy. Saints fans are going to crucify him when he gets lit up by Tyreek Hill.
That's fine. Next question.
Maybe Eli Kevin's date apple.
Damn. Jesus.
Eli Apple of Kevin's eye.
Okay, last question from Saints Rabbit. This is a pretty vulgar one. Saints Rabbit asks, how fair-weathered is Kay Adams? A fellow Paul, by the way. Is she a 2009 Saint Fairweather, 2017 Fairweather, 2018 Fairweather, 2019 Fairweather, or is she just a bitch? Yeah, I said that.
She's 2015. She was going to come on this podcast and she ghosted us.
Wait, who's Kay Adams?
I don't even
Kevin
know.
doesn't watch the NFL Network.
You don't know who Kay Adams is?
Hang on, let me see.
I bet
now
you
she's
you'll,
never
you'll,
coming
you'll
on.
recognize her once you Google image it, I think.
Now she's never coming on.
Oh,
What?
No, not now. No, my
No.
God. Oh my God.
Dude, she's
Saints
adorable.
Rabbit.
She's adorable looking. What are y'all complaining about?
No.
Kay,
We're complaining about her Saints takes, apparently.
Kay
No,
Adams
she's-
said
she-
that she was going to come on this podcast. She DM'd me her email. I emailed her. She gave me a couple dates. I was like, great, let's do this one. And then she never replied. Like, she was all in, and then she was all out. I don't know what happened. It was the weirdest thing.
She has an amazing quality where
She probably
every
listened to the
fan
podcast.
base...
Several amazing
She
qualities.
probably
Several.
listened to the show. Yeah.
Several
The
amazing
one-
qualities. She
The
listens
one
to the show.
person.
Kay, she has this amazing quality, Kevin, where every fan base thinks she loves their team because she'll be on Good Morning Football and she'll just be like, wear a Jacksonville Jaguars jersey one day. And they'll be like, oh, Kay likes the Jaguars. Like, most fans think people on TV hate their teams. People watch Good Morning Football. They think Kay Adams likes their team.
Who just subscribed? Who just subscribed?
Kodak Army Guy 504 with the Twitch Prime 3 months straight.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
I'm kind of like Kevin. Like, I don't really know all these TV personalities. I'm looking her up now. I don't know. She kind of in this one picture.
You don't know
she kinda
Kay
looks-
Adams?
I mean, I don't know. In this one picture, she's kind of giving me like Ariana Grande vibes.
I think she's more recognizable than Mina Kimes, honestly.
Oh,
Like, she's-
no,
I don't
she's
think-
more
I
famous.
disagree.
I
Strong
think no.
disagree.
Nina
Nah,
Kimes is
national-
way more famous than
You think?
Yeah,
really?
I
think so, right?
Nationally? I don't know. I think I'm with Thomas on this. Nationally, I
Oh,
don't
wait,
know
Mina
if she is.
Kimes.
I mean, ESPN, that's like the battleship. I mean, ESPN, you just become famous by inertia just because they put you on TV.
Who has more followers on Twitter? Let's look.
Oh, it's got to be.
Let me
Mina.
see. Kay Adams has
Gotta be.
39 8. No. Hang on. Followers. 443,400 followers.
Mina has 700K.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That settles it.
Mina Kimes
And-
has the number one football podcast in the world. Or she
And
did
Mina
for a while.
Kimes, she interacts with us on Twitter. We like her. She's
Yeah,
nice.
she's cool.
She's
She's
nice to us. She's
She
come
came
on,
on the
and
show.
she's come on the show.
Look,
there you
look. Kay Adams seems like a nice person. She looks like $1 million. She's knowledgeable and all that stuff. It sucks that she ghosted the podcast. So
That does.
boo her.
She swiped left on Andrew.
Yeah.
She didn't block me on Twitter though, like Sean Payton.
Thomas, I feel
I know.
like
Okay.
next
Maybe you should
week-
write a
She gave
letter
you the
like
Kevin treatment, though.
Yeah, should I write a letter to Kay Adams? Letting her know she hurt me.
use like a feather pen, like Thomas Jefferson writing the Declaration, and pen is put on a
Writing
wig, write it
cursive.
out. Like
My dearest Kay Adams.
it's like you did the Civil War from Ken Burns.
For
My
gods
dearest
and
Kay,
affections.
your affections.
Yours
left me.
most sincerely.
All right, what's next?
The clip we got to do. I was gonna
That's
say,
it.
Thomas, you should have a lot of material. People to do clips of the week next week. We got a lot of material
Say
from
that
this
every
show.
week.
I want to see Andrew's
hope we do.
impression of Gail Benson as a clip of the week.
But
And see Juge getting frustrated. Come on, man. Let's
But
husle
what-
this up. I can see it in his face.
but Thomas, get us to clip
I
of
can
the
see
week
you
for
getting
this week.
frustrated.
Yeah, let's hope we get more clips next week because this
the
week was
week.
pretty
week.
bad. Pretty bad. Let's go straight into it.
874. Wapner starts at 4. I gotta watch Wapner. Gotta watch Wapner.
I can't believe it. Jesus Christ.
The scary thing, Dave, I remembered that. I couldn't remember my accountant's name today when I was talking to him. But I can remember Jim McMahon had 2 gloves in the Super Bowl.
His name was David Carr.
Clipped by Tiger Saint 3712.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiger Saint. We appreciate it.
You can make another clip this week of me laughing hysterically again.
This podcast is going to probably set a record for our off-season podcast because the graphic Thomas made and the headline of Sean Payton trolling the media is just fantastic.
Ralph, I like that you. Ralph, I am impressed that you have a Glenn Paculac fathead.
Oh yeah,
good one, Andrew.
Glenn Paculac fathead right there.
Damn it, you got me
right there.
It's right below the Steve Weatherford one.
Next week, the Sean Payton fathead comes down if he retires, and it never goes back up.
Dennis Allen fathead goes up.
Yeah.
The Pete Carmichael fathead goes up.
The Pete Carmichael. Damn. So, if you're new listening to the podcast...
Dan Quinn fathead goes up.
Oh, God.
Dan Quinn, please.
Oh, wait. Before we leave, we should talk about what would be the worst head coaching hire if Sean Payton leaves.
Oh, my God.
What would be your nightmare scenario?
Mike McCarthy.
Spagnola.
Bill O'Brien.
Kansas City could win the Super Bowl.
Bill O'Brien, that's the answer.
Oh, Bill O'Brien.
Brandon Browner coaching from a live feed from CCTV in jail.
Bill O'Brien becomes the Saints coach. I might go with Kevin and like he did with Adrian Peterson, go walk the Himalayas.
And then in all seriousness, and then my vote for coach is Steve Gleason. If we can get Steve Gleason to be head coach, that's who I want.
I'd prefer him to Bill O'Brien.
Guys,
I'd prefer Kevin to Bill O'Brien.
Let's make it happen. My God, if you don't play the best football of your life for Steve Gleason, who are you going to play it?
Something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
I will tell you who will be the best hire, guys.
Go Tigers.
This guy.
No, get out of here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Just as long as we keep that coach from the gas stations, we'll be all right.
Yeah. Right.
That might be fun.
Ed Orgeron should go on a date with Eli Apple's mom. That'd be a good couple.
Oh, poor Eli Apple's mom. She really took it hard tonight.
She took a beating on Twitter.
Literally.
And other things.
Yeah.
So
but we did it in the classy faction. We never
did. This podcast,
Kevin still has no idea what we're talking. That's what's good about it. Unless you know what we're talking about, then you don't get any of the jokes. And if you don't know what we're talking about, like Kevin, you have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. Tomorrow Kevin's gonna be like, OMG. I can't.
It's a Wordle inside joke, Kevin. Don't worry about that.
So anyway, thanks for all these new listeners we're probably gonna have. We're the best Saints podcast. We're the most fun. We did it 90 minutes of serious Saints football. We broke everything down. No jokes, no fluff, no nothing. All football.
All X's and O's.
Straight analysis.
So thanks to everybody thanks for joining us on the live stream in the chat. Thanks to Dave, to Andrew, for Kevin, for Thomas running the show back in Poland, doing an amazing job, getting up in the middle of the night, best producer of any podcast in the world. Hey, kids, remember, don't shoot your dick off. Until next week, the bar is closed.
My baby.